So today we'll be working with values that make an equation true. It will be we'll continue to work with the same technique that we've been working with since Monday. It says 7.10b represents solution for one variable two-step equations and inequalities on number lines. Okay, this is very similar to what we've been working on, except that now they will be giving us a solution and we have to check to see if it makes our equation true or not. So it says determine if a given value makes an equation true. You can use substitution to decide whether a given value is the solution of an equation. So before they would give us the equation and we would have to solve for the solution. Now they're giving us the equation and possible solutions, and all we have to do is plug it in to check if they'll make our equation true. Okay, so we'll start with the first problem. It says after first doubling the weight of being pulled by a dog sled, the sled driver removes 20 pounds. The final weight of the dog sled is 180 pounds. The equation 2 times W minus 20 equals 180 can be used to find W. The initial weight of the sled. Determine which of any of these values is a solution. And the solutions they give us is W equals 60, W equals 80, and W equals 100. So like I said it before, the only thing we have to do is take the value that they're telling us W is worth and plug it in into the equation that they're giving us. So we're substituting our variable, in this case W, but the number that they give us. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with 60. You grab your equation. I'm gonna rewrite my original equation here so I know what I'm working with, and then I'm gonna go ahead and replace my variable with the number they gave me, which in this case was 60. And from there, you just work it like a normal operation, follow your steps, and work it. So I'm gonna work this one together, okay? So it says 2 times 60 would be 120 minus 20. And remember, we're checking if this equals this, okay? So 120 minus 20 will be 100. And 100 is not the same thing as 180. So 100 does not equal 180. So we can determine that 60 is not the solution for our original equation. So now you go with your next value. So all we're doing is getting the value, substituting our W with the value, and then working the equation. So start again with your original equation. 2 times W minus 20 equals 180. Substitute your W for your value, which in this case is 80. And then just work your operation like you normally would. So 80 times 2 would be 160 minus 20. Is 160 minus 20 equals 180? No, because 160 minus 20 will be 140. So again, 80 is not our solution. So can we assume that 100 is our solution? No, because the problem says if any, so it could be that none of these are our solutions. So we have to try 100 as well. Again, you follow the same steps. This is very, very simple. It's just plugging in, solving, and checking. So we go ahead and start with our original equation. 2 times W minus 20 equals 180. We're going to go ahead and replace our variable with the new value that they gave us, which they say it's 100. So 2 times 100 minus 20 will be our new equation. Work it like you normally would. Multiply first. 100 times 2 will be 200 minus 20. That would be 200 minus 20 will be 180. So 180 equals 180. So yes, we can confirm that 100 is our solution for this equation. Okay, so when you have problems like this, you have two ways of doing it. One, you can plug in each solution that they gave you and see which one's true. But like you saw in this section, our solution was the last option, so you have to do all the problems before you get there. Or you can do what we've been doing the last few days. I make this smaller so I can have more room. And grab your equation and solve for W. And this is what we did Monday and Tuesday, okay? So we should be fine. We know what to do. We have our 4 steps. First step, cancel out our subtraction with addition. And remember, when you do on one side, you do on the other. So you'll cancel your 20s, bring down your 2 times W, and then 180 plus 20 will be 200. Remember, everything has to be aligned. And then we go to our next step. It says 2 times W, so that means this is multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite operation, which will be division. And with dividing 2 by 2, we'll cancel out my 2's, leave my W alone, which that's what I want. I want my variable by itself. Then when you do on one side, make sure you do on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and divide 200 by 2, which I know it's 100. And I get that W is 100, which is the same thing as we got here. So we just want you to know that there is 2 ways of doing this. You can either go ahead and plug in the values into your equation and see if it makes the equation true or not. Or you can go ahead and just solve for the solution yourself. Okay, so this is exactly what we've been working on the last few days. This is the new stuff. Okay, again, very simple. Plug in, solve, check if it's correct. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and work a few problems together. In this one, we're gonna start with number 8. They give us our solution, and we can work it however we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and work it. I don't want to plug it in. I want to see what the solution will be, because there's 3 options and I just want to see the solution without having to do the other 2. But everyone can do it however they want, okay? But make sure you know that you have 2 options and you can do it either way. I'm gonna go ahead and follow my 4 steps that we've been working on. So first, I have to cancel out my positive 15 by adding negative 15. And what I do on one side, I do on the other. Cancel your 15s. 3k brings down. And then 66 minus 15 will be 51. Okay? But I'm not done yet because I want my variable by itself. So my next step will be to divide by 3 to cancel out my 3. So bring down k. And what you do on one side, you go ahead and do on the other. So now you have 51 divided by 3, which I know will be 17. And remember, if you don't remember, you can always do your division to get your answer. And is 17 one of our solutions that they gave us? It is. It's here. So you don't have to go and try the other ones. But just to make sure that 17 is the correct answer, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my original equation to make sure that I got everything correct and I didn't make any mistakes along the way. So 17 times 3, I know it's 51, and then 51 plus 15 will be 66. So does this match on my original equation? Yes. So yes, my solution for number 8 will be 17. I'm going to go ahead and work 9. For number 9, it says P divided by 9 minus 5 equals 7. Okay. I'm going to keep doing the same steps just because it's more practice for y'all to be working them instead of just plugging in the solutions. So if you solve yourself, if you solve the for the variable, you'll get a little bit more practice than you just plugging in the variable. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing that. Plus this problem looks a little bit different, okay? So again, start with your first step. You add your 5 to cancel out your -5 on this side. And what we do on one side, we go ahead and do it in the other. So now I only have p divided by 9 equals 7 plus 5 will be 12. Okay, am I done? No. I want p by itself and I have p divided by 9. Since it's a division, I'm going to go ahead and do my opposite operation, which is multiply. Multiply by the inverse of 9, which will be 9 divided by 1. We'll cancel my 9's, leave me with my p. What I do on one side, I do on the other. I'm going to go ahead and change them to fractions since that's what I did on the other side. And 9 times 12 will be 108. Okay, again, is 108 one of my solutions? Yes, it is. I'm going to go ahead and put p equals 108. But I always like to go ahead and make sure that this is true by checking my answer. By checking that 108 is my actual solution. I don't have room there, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some room here. So it says, I said p was 108, so 108 divided by 9 minus 5. And I made a mistake here. By 9. So I know that 108 divided by 9 is 12, and then 12 minus 5 equals 7, which equals my original total of the equation. So yes, 108 is my solution for p. We can do one more problem together. Okay, and for our last problem, we have 9 times p minus 18 equals 27. Okay, again, they give us the 3 solutions. We can go ahead and just plug them in, solve them, and see if they make our equation true or not. But I'm going to go ahead and just solve for my variable just to get a little bit more practice on that. Okay, we start with our first step, which is canceling out my minus 18. So I'm going to do the opposite operation, which in this case, I'm going to add 18. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on both sides. Okay, we have to remember when you do on one, you go ahead and do on the other. So now I can cancel my 18s. Bring down my 9 times p equals 27 plus 18, which will be 45. Okay, now I have 9 times p equals 45, but I'm not done yet because I just want my variable, and right now I have 9 times p. Since it's a multiplication, I'm going to go ahead and divide by 9 on both sides, okay? I can cancel my 9's here and be left with just p. And I know that 45 divided by 9 is 5. And that's perfect because one of my solutions is p equals 5. But I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that this is correct by start by plugging in my 5 into my original equation. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my original equation, which was 9 times p minus 18 equals 27. Go ahead and replace my p by with 5. 9 times 5 minus 18 equals 27. I know that 9 times 5 is 45 minus 18. 45 minus 18 is 27, and 27 is equals to 27, making my statement true. So for this, for question number 5, p equals 5. Okay, that's all for this lesson right now, and now we're gonna move